Welcome back to another day in the arena. It is Untap Your Go, and today we are playing Colorless Rainbow in Standard. This deck is made up of entirely colorless spells and permanents, and the only reason that we are playing a couple of basics in each color is for our Solemn. That's it. And essentially the Field of Ruin for whenever we blow up our opponent's lands. We're only playing 2 copies. Blowing up lands isn't super relevant in the format currently, so we don't need to maximize on that. But we do want to maximize on the number of colorless lands that we have and permanents that tap for mana. We have some Palladium Myrs that taps for 2, and then we have all of our non-basic colorless lands, utility lands that all do various things. We can gain some life, we can interact with creatures in combat, blow up lands, have a creature land, and draw some cards. And then we have Forsaken Monument. This is the payoff for the deck. So whenever we tap a permanent for colorless mana, we add an additional colorless. So Palladium Myr will tap for 3, our lands will tap for 2, and that's going to help us ramp really fast. And just from playing turn 3 Palladium Myr, whether we draw another land or not, we can play a turn 4 Forsaken Monument, and then it starts to snowball from there. And we're trying to ramp out into Ugin. We have virtually no interaction in the deck whatsoever, so we want to ramp into Ugin as early as possible while trying to stay alive against aggressive matchups, control matchups, and various things that are attacking our life total. What we want to do is ramp into Ugin, do that -X, and just wipe the board. Every single thing on our side of the field is going to stay, so we're just going to be able to swing in. And Forsaken Monument also pumps all of our colorless creatures by +2/+2, so our creatures are going to be pretty beefy. A 3/3 Skyscanner for 3 makes this card a lot better. This becomes a 4/4. Gingerbrute becomes a 3/3 that can be unblockable. Locthwain Gargoyle becomes a 2/5 that can fly in the air. And Stonecoil Serpent is just good from any point in the game, from turn 1 all the way on. And with having Forsaken Monument doubling our mana, we can play some gigantic Stonecoil Serpents that have trample. So that's going to be, these are our various ways of trying to close out the game. And that's the deck. If you like it and want to check it out, I'll leave a link down in the description for you to try it out yourselves. And please consider leaving a like, comment, hit that subscribe button and the bell, and let's take us into some games and let's see how we do. We are on the play against Sambo, son of Frambo. Who is Frambo? We will keep. It's son of Rambo. I'm an idiot. Still. Alright, auto pass. Our opponent doesn't know about the Stonecoils. And we will run out one of them. I'm going to seize for our opponent. So this is a Riel deck. It's pretty good. I'm going to get down the Gargoyle. I think I still keep up one of my sneaks. If I can get the Forsaken Monument down and then play the Stonecoil Serpent, that'll be good. Blitz of the Thunder Raptor. That's noted. So they're very heavy on the spell-based version. Shadow Spear's pretty good too. Alright, we did not find a land, but we at least found a means of doing so. We're not actually going to scry in case our opponent has Ruin Crab in their deck. Let's get in for 3. Pass it up. Okay, frantic inventory for our opponent. Alright, nothing else from our opponent, so we're gonna scry 2. We do need a land, so I won't actually scry on my turn. I will draw a card though. Sure. My opponent's just doing that to get rid of the priority. This is good. We can, if we can find our 5th land, then our creatures are going to be swinging for a lot. But we just need to find it. I'm still not going to play the Stonecoil. Alright, another Ominous Seize. Alright, so our opponent is most likely holding up counter magic or removal. Palladium Myr is not a land. And neither is that, but it at least ensures if our opponent wants to counter it, they can try. Yep. They're holding a priority for something though, so could very well be counterspell for what it's worth. Could be another Blitz Raptor, could be another draw spell. I have a feeling he has a counterspell in his hand. Our opponent gets to make an 8/8. We'll lose our Stonecoil Serpent. But our opponent is down to 6, so they're in a lot of trouble next turn if they don't do anything. Opponent can equip the Shadow Spear to the 8/8, which isn't good. But if they don't attack, then we can just make our Gingerbrutes unblockable. Okay, our opponent's going for the attack this turn. Would like a draw? I don't think we need to. We're going to gain 4 of that life back anyway, so I'm not too worried about taking the 9. Another land is good. Alright, here's the hoping our opponent... Oh, Auto Tapper screwed me there. Yep. Okay, that makes it a little bit harder for us. So we're definitely going to use our Solemn to block now. We still can't trade with it, so might as well get in with these. That's unfortunate. Which is fine, because Auto Tapper tapped all of my colorless permanents anyway. So I wouldn't have been able to make my Gingerbrutes unblockable. Our opponent's very threatening with these. I really want to stick this Ugin as soon as possible. Third Ominous Seas. Shatter Skull's good. I'll make one of them not be able to be blocked this turn. Though I think hitting my blockers might have been more important. I don't know. It's probably just trying to stop me from gaining the life or having the threats. Still taking a bunch here. Yes, I will draw. Crawling Barrens isn't terrible. It's a little bit better. We needed that, so... Playing the Stonecoil is honestly not even worth it, right? I could just use the Labyrinth. Yeah. I'm just going to save up the mana and use the Labyrinth to remove his Kraken from combat. Okay. The triggers are building up. But our opponent left up no counter magic, which means we can wipe all of this. That's a lot of Krakens. So opponent goes to combat. Gonna remove this from combat. Get our lands, get our Ugin. Free to resolve. The opponent scoops. Good game, opponent. Okay, opponent's on the play, but we have an okay opening hand, so we'll give it a shot. Opponent's on a 19-turn clock. Good luck, opponent. You're gonna need it. Up against, is it potentially spells? Yep. There goes our clock. Yes. I don't think we actually need that. Scry. don't think we need that either. Like, we need lands, but we don't. That's what we want. So gain the 3 life. And it's probably holding up another counterspell or removal. So I'm just gonna run out Mazemind Tome and just try to play out the long game. I think that I'm gonna have to against this opponent. Yeah, our opponent was holding up a counterspell, so potentially some form of removal. Lotus Cover followed by no Fabled Passage. Okay. Gets their green, got their edge wall, so it's Temur Adventures. One of the minds, or of one mind. Nice. Okay, so I'm gonna put the stop on my upkeep again. Another Palladium Myr wouldn't be bad, wouldn't it? Odds are they're gonna have Brazen Borrowers and stuff. So yeah, I guess I just do that. Let's play out one of these and pass. Yep. Kind of saw that coming. At least I didn't have a Lucky Clover. I'm surprised he's actually playing this. As of recording this, this is after the BNR announcement this morning. So there's no more Omnath, no more Lucky Clover, and no more Escape to the Wild in Standard. So what a time to be alive. Skyscanner is not what we need. That's also not what we need. Yes. So giving up a land drop kind of sucks. I think I actually run out the Skyscanner. I should have scryed in response to that, but oh well. I'll keep that back actually. I'm taking a very slow approach to this, which might cost me the game. But I just don't want to run into their Brazen Borrowers and their Bone Crusher Giants with all of my ramp and everything. Always with the Fabled Passage. Got it. And our opponent gets a Scorching Dragonfire Gargoyle. That's okay. And I think the only thing our opponent can attack with is the Bone Crusher, so we're going to take that. And we'll take the 1/1 as well. No box. Put a stop. I'm going to gain 4 life. Crawling Barrens is perfect. I can actually play this for 0. I'm going to do that. Okay, I'm not going to lie. That's pretty cool to be able to play a 0 mana 2/2 with Reach and Trample and Protection for Multicolor. That's like nuts. If that was real, that'd be busted. Okay, opponent's getting all of the stuff. We need to try to find our Ugin. And this game is probably cake. Okay, our opponent's milling us out. Found one of our Ugins, which is a bummer. Sure. And I'm just going to take 9. Because again, I'm just going to gain 4 back. Only taking 5 this turn. That's not what we need. That's not exactly what we need either, but that's not terrible. So what I can do, tap this for 2, play our Palladium Myr, so we have another body into play. We gain 2 more life. And we have enough mana to Labyrinth one of the creatures out of combat, and we can also draw, or we can put mana into our Crawling Barrens. So we're set up in a pretty okay spot. We really just need the Ugin, and then this game will be able to turn over quick. Double Innkeeper is really good for our opponent. Alright, so our opponent goes for the Bone Crusher straight to the face. Yeah, so we're gonna Labyrinth the Beanstalk out. That's fine. So do I just take a half hit here? Do I? Actually, I think I'll trade with the Bone Crusher. Take 5. And that's not quite what we want. 3, 4 is that. Alright, so I have enough mana. I have enough mana to Labyrinth and animate the Crawling Barrens. Okay. Embercleave. So 2, 2. Make you a dude. Yes. Past the blockers. How do we block? He's got me in a tricky spot. If I have to time this perfectly for this to work with the Labyrinth. Otherwise, he's just gonna Embercleave in response to the Labyrinth target. I'm gonna trade with the Bone Crusher. I can't actually do that. So I chump the Beanstalk Giant. That'd be 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So he still has lethal regardless of how I do it. So I would maybe block the Cobra. So 1, 2, 3. Be taking 7, 12. And that would force him to put the Embercleave on something else. Okay. What are you Embercleaving? Embercleaving the Lovestruck Beast helps me tremendously. Okay. Prison Borrower doesn't really quite do it. In fact, they're giving me more mana to gain. More life to gain back. 3. And we are unfortunately dead. So even with the ban, Temur Adventures still seems to be pretty powerful. Playing Fey Wishes to grab stuff out of the sideboard is always nice. It's unfortunate, but I feel bad now for making my opponent wait, so I'm going to scoop. Hey everyone, I just want to take a quick second to give a shout out to my sponsor, Aries Inc. They're locally owned here and operated in New Jersey, and they have custom t-shirts and designs for your needs. If any of the designs that I wear in my videos spark your interest and you want to check them out, I will leave a link down in the description for you to do so, and you can use the coupon UNTAP, all in capital letters, to receive 10% off of your first purchase. Thanks for watching, everybody. Okay, we are on the draw, and our hand seems pretty good. I'm gonna keep it. We could find some lands with the Mazemind Tome and stick the Palladium Myr and keep it alive. We might be able to get this Ugin out by like turn 6. Ruin Crab for our opponent. We're up against Mill. Dimir Mill. This should be a relatively easy matchup. Put a stop on our upkeep, keep our scries for after he mills us. Okay. Yep. Opponent didn't play that correctly, but they had played the Thieves Guild Enforcer first, they could have got a few more cards with the Soaring Thought Thief. But we will scry. Don't think we want that just yet. Ah, I just removed the stop for no reason. I don't know why I did that. It's okay. We'll play our Palladium Myr. And we're just gonna pass it up. We're probably gonna eat some damage. Field Passage is a good follow-up. Yep. Opponent decides not to attack Thieves Guild Enforcer. What are you doing, bud? I could trade with the Thieves Guild Enforcer. That's not really going to get me anywhere. So I'm just going to take it. Opponent could have held up the Field Passage to control my scries. It made it awkward for me. I might just be going for another Maddening Cacophony or holding up a Drown the Lock. Alright, it's my turn. The scry. And that's exactly what we want. We will draw it. There's a good chance he just has Drown the Lock though. Man, this is tough. We're just gonna try it. They probably have it. They don't. They didn't have it. I think I can Brazen Borrow it. That's a bummer. 25 cards. And we're taking another 6. And now our opponent has the Brazen Borrower. Ooh, Zareth Sands really good. Okay. So what do you want back? Okay, our opponent gets a Solemn. I mean, I would have taken the Palladium Myr. And gets another few more cards in my grave. Now my opponent has an Ugin that they can snap out of the yard next turn. So we have to block the Zareth Sand. Well, you're down to 15. I think we just take that. See if our opponent decides to mill it. They don't. We know our opponent doesn't have any counter magic, so 2, 4, 5, 7. 1 land away. So go ahead and play our Forsaken Monument. This is actually fine. We want this because we have a 5/5 that has protection for multicolored, so we can block the Zareth Sand and we can block the Soaring Thought Thief if our life total gets too low. So we're in okay shape. We're in okay shape. It depends what our opponent draws. That's not good for us. We need to hit a land drop. It's the only thing that saves us. Well, we're going to take 4 and block the 2 in the air. I don't think our opponent realizes that Stonecoil Serpent has reach. And we can trade with the Thieves Guild Enforcer. Opponent flashes in the Brazen Borrow, which is fine. Perfect. We didn't even need the land, honestly. But I'm going to -5. Bye-bye everything for the opponent. Since our opponent has a blocker, I'm just gonna play this. And now we take over the game with only 8 cards left. If our opponent top decks a Maddening Cacophony, our opponent, don't scoop, come, I scooped, dang. They could have drew a Maddening Cacophony, they still had a chance. I'm just surprised we were able to turn it around. Hey everyone, welcome back to the wrap up. Today we went 2-1 for a pretty fun and strong finish. I gotta say, the deck is capable of competing in today's standard. It really is. We don't have Teferi to bounce our stuff anymore thanks to rotation. And Wizards finally decided to drop the hammer on Omnath and Lucky Clover and Escape to the Wilds. So the deck can actually compete with a lot of the things in the format. We also lacked a lot of targeted removal. So if we went heavier into red, you know, we could have like played Cinderclasm, Storm's Wrath, or if we were heavier into black, we could play Extinction Event, targeted removal, and such like that. But for today's video, I wanted to keep it strictly colorless for the Forsaken Monument, but feel free to try the deck out and mix things up yourselves and let me know what you come up with. And please consider leaving a like and a comment down below, as well as hitting the subscribe and the bell, and I will see everyone in the next video. Thanks for watching, everybody.